You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This is episode 138 of the Wisdom by WESA show on the Horse Radio Network. This is Mike Donnell.
I'm Casey Wilbanks.
And this is Sofia Yagela. Welcome back to Wisdom by WESA on the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This podcast is brought to you by the Western and English Sales Association, WESA, which provides the world's largest trade events for retailers, manufacturers, and sales representatives of the equestrian industry. In this podcast, we feature exclusive interviews with noteworthy Western and English personalities, retailers, and exhibitors who you've always wanted to talk to. Don't miss out on all the news for manufacturers and retailers in the equine industry. We took a little break to update our equipment, and now we are finally back. Sophia, what were you guys and WESA doing during that time?
Yes, we're finally back. And so in the meantime, Amy and Jeff finished our space assignment, which means they designed the entire 10th floor layout. And we let every exhibitor know that they got a space. And we actually have great news to share because the 11th floor is once again completely sold out. So we will utilize the 10th floor for 10 space again this coming January. And we also have more perms on 10 for WESA opening up in January as well. So lots to see.
Shaping up to be a great show as usual. And that's super amazing news. And that means that the January WESA trade show will take place across the 10th, 11th, and the 14th floors.
Yes, that's correct. And we also have additional WESA members exhibiting on other floors, and all of them will be listed, of course, throughout the WESA trade show. And during our off-air time, we also plan some fun parties. So there will be events on different floors throughout the WESA trade show. So definitely plan ahead and make sure you get to visit all of the WESA floors.
Tonia Lonigro loves hats, but like many folks, she struggled with the best way to travel with them. Then it hit her. Why not attach them to another bag or a piece of luggage? That's when Hat Harness was born. Hat Harness received the most innovative product from retailers attending the most recent WESA show down in Dallas. Tonia and Hat Harness co-founder Daniel Kasidi join us today to tell the Hat Harness story. Hey, Tonia Lonigro and Daniel Kasidi, thanks so much for joining us on the Wisdom by WESA podcast to talk about Hat Harness.
Thank you for having us.
I mean, it's a neat idea. Hey, you guys won an award at the most recent WESA show for the most innovative product, and that takes a little bit of creativity to capture that award. But for our listeners' sake, I always talk to our guests a couple of days before we do the show, and you were giving me your background. You're a hat girl. Well, if that's an appropriate term, who wanted to find a new way to carry hats with you. Why don't you tell us the story of what you were looking for, and then we'll talk about the product itself.
Okay, yeah. So I was looking for something, originally I was looking for something just to carry multiple hats with me while traveling. And through the process, it ended up becoming so much more. We ended up finding so many more uses for it that we didn't even realize that we were looking for. Such as, so originally I just wanted to carry my hats with the bags that I previously had. And now we have realized that it can carry our hats in our cars. We just attach it to our headrest. And I didn't realize that, that was a trouble before that. And then we can attach it to our tray tables on a plane once we get on the plane. Now we use it for storage in our closets with some of my not so nice hats. I store them in my closet for long periods of time.
Well, I mean, I think the neat thing, and you just mentioned, is that there are multiple reasons why someone would buy a product like this, depending on what their frustration is and their needs to either carry or display their hats. I mean, I've for years been on planes on the way to rodeos, and people are carrying these great big, huge, hat boxes, and take their hat off and put them on the on their lap, and they don't want to put them up in the luggage compartment because that'll make sure that there'll be a disaster. But, I congratulate you for what we'll call a multi-use product. If someone goes to the website, they basically see the product and it's carrying a hat, someone's hats, different kinds of hats. But I like what you just talked about. There's a lot of other ways to use this kind of a product to transport a hat, because a lot of times you're in a car going somewhere, or you're looking where you're going to put your hat when you get home, or where you're going to put it when you come back from a trip. And you solve all those problems with one simple little concept.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were trying to do. So yes.
And so you did. So tell us, you're marketing this online, I know, because you have a website. Are you also seeking retail distribution?
Yes, we are. We currently are in, I think, about a dozen retailers, and we are all set up to be in as many as want to have us.
Well, and so if a retailer, and we do have retailers listening to this show, says, "Gee, I'm looking for a new product, and I know I saw a lot of hats, and I know those customers store them or put them somewhere if they're going there." How do they contact you and be considered to carry the product line?
Yeah, they can reach out to us via our website or email me. We have a platform on our website that you can order wholesale. And then also you can email me directly and I can send a link over, and it's Tonia@thehatharness.com.
Is there a minimum order?
We do have a 6-piece minimum order right now. So not too large of an order.
Now, given the uses that you just reviewed for me, are you going to be giving them some ideas of how to display the product, using it in multiple situations, or give them some kind of an instruction sheet, or you're hoping they just listen to this show and know how to do it?
No, they should listen to the show also, but
we agree.
We will be sending a sheet with display ideas along with QR codes to our website and file of our photos and media assets that someone can use to display in their store. Just use it however they please.
Okay. Well, Casey always has to have hats when she goes to rodeo. And when you see her run, she's got a nice hat on. And I know she's always trying to figure out, what do I do with those hats? Now she's got a daughter who travels with her and she wears hats. So Casey, jump in here and chat with us a bit.
Well, I think you covered most all of it, but I do have a funny story to share, and this product would have been the perfect solution. A friend of ours, Josh Edwards, he was in the Mongolian Derby this year. And after that race, his wife was going to fly over and they were going to meet together in Paris. And he wanted his cowboy hat. And she's like, "How am I going to bring your hat?" He said, "Well, I guess you're going to have to wear it." And so she wore his cowboy hat to fly to Paris. And this would have been the perfect solution for that. And that's just one funny story. But I can think of so many times you think, where am I going to put my hat? And as Mike said, I rodeo. And of course, I wear a hat. And one of my pet peeves is it falling off the dash all the time while you're driving. And you're constantly trying to grab it to keep it on the dash. So tell us some different ways. I know that you talked about a few, but as many different ways as you could think of where you can hook it besides like on the, your suitcase or the back of the seat in the vehicle.
I'm trying to think. Daniel's here. Let me see if he can think of anything I missed.
When we're in the car, it's the front of the headrest. If you want to really have it easily accessible. Also, if someone wants to sit in the front seat, you can hook it to the back of the headrest. So that's just been a really cool hack that we found with the hat harness, that you could just put it in the car. The other thing that we love is you could just leave the harness on the headrest. And anytime you get in the car, you could easily slide your hat in there or easily take it off. We actually recommend that people buy multiple. So you could have one on your headrest already set up, one in your closet, one in your luggage, maybe one in your favorite purse or weekender or bag. That way you don't have to kind of set it up everywhere you go. But yeah, that's the versatility in this product that's really special.
And voted the most innovative product by WESA in 2024. So that's a pretty cool honor. And I have an idea. While we're talking about places to put these. Sophia, maybe we can add a contest in here and see if anybody has some feedback of suggestions of where they would use it at.
That's a great idea.
I think that's really great. We want to see as many different ways to use it. Like Tonia said, we came in really thinking about luggage and purses, and just through using it in different ways, we found multiple ways we could use it. So we'd love to have a community of people that share ideas as well.
I put it in the suggestion box for you. Part of your website that I love the most is the blog. You did one, Travel Hacks for the National Finals Rodeo and Cowboy Christmas, which is coming up. And
yes,
obviously we know that is one of the most endurance driven 10 days in our industry. So definitely check out their blog on their website. It's thehatharness.com. And Mike, I was thinking maybe you could just hang one of these on your back. You could just carry your hat on your back.
We were traveling over the weekend. We flew out to California for a long weekend and came back. And there was a gal walking down the aisle she had a backpack on, but she had her hat on her head. And I'm thinking if she had this, she could have put it on her backpack and then put the hat in the hat holder, and how simple that would have been. So there'd be, as I saw people traveling through the airport, my guess is if I had one of those or some of those, if I wasn't going somewhere where I needed a hat, I'll bet I can find ways to use it on a briefcase or a carry-on bag or something else where I don't have to put a hat in it, but I can put lots of other things that people travel with. So I think it's got more uses than just a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. We haven't thought about that yet. So.
and one thing, just speaking about NFR, it'll be our first time there. We'll have a booth at Cowboy Christmas as well as the Stetson Country Christmas as well. So definitely come by and check us out. And, one of the things that we talk about is you have the hat boxes, you have the hat clips that are in the market, and with the hat box, you have to basically, it's a carry-on, right? So you're paying maybe a carry-on fee and things like that. And so, with our product, you can really dodge those carry-on fees, especially on the airplane, and essentially keep your hats really safe. And so that's one of the things that we tell people, because our retail price, $80 for our faux leather version. And someone might think, oh, well, think twice about that. And we tell them, well, extra baggage fees are $30 to $80. So that's really a problem that we're able to tackle. And with the hat harness forever, you don't have to pay an extra baggage fee when you're on the airplane. So that's what's really cool about it. And for NFR, we're excited because people are going to go to NFR sometimes with their hats, but they're going to come back with more. So they're going to need a way to travel back and forth. So we're excited to see what happens at the NFR show.
Well, I just, it's been fun talking about this because everybody likes a product, especially a retailer that has multiple applications, and you come up with it. And so congratulations to you. I know your original idea is what do I do to carry this hat? But I'm sure that other people have given you ideas. It's been fun to talk about. I like your thought. This is a way to save carry-on fees. This is the perfect thing to strap your little neck thing where you go to sleep on the plane, to strap that to your briefcase because it's always falling off or it's banging around. So I think the idea of coming up with other things and people sending it, we're doing your marketing, which you may not want us to do, but I think seeing pictures of what people have done once they've got this and figured out a way to use it, I'll bet you'll be amazed how many ways people find to use what you thought was just a way to carry your hat.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
I think it'll be fun. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's always great to have an award winner on the show. And Casey carries hats. Her daughter now has hats. And so she understands the problem with them. And what we hope is that your retailers look at this and say, wow, my customers have to have that because I sell them a lot of hats. And now I can sell them something to hold it with. So what a neat idea, and congratulations to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us on. And if anyone's interested that's listening in the hat harness product, you just go to our website. We have a wholesale section on our menu, and you could just, log in, create an account, and see the assortment. And we'll also be at WESA in January. We've already got our booth secured. So we're excited to have our second go and see what kind of, waves we can make this time.
Okay, well, congratulations to you. It was great having you on the show. Show notes and links from today's show can be found at wisdombywesa.com. And a feedback, of course, we'd love to hear. If you have any feedback, there is a contact link on the website.
The Wisdom by WESA show will be published on the 15th and 30th of every month. You can listen on most of your favorite podcast players, and you can also listen on wisdombywesa.com. Be sure to visit all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. WESA, where the industry meets.